The pandemic, the pandemic from 2.5 years ago that was supposed to end in 15 days, the pandemic, he says, is over.
President, first Detroit auto show in 3 years.
Yeah.
Is the pandemic over?
The pandemic is over. We still have a problem with COVID. We're still doing a lot of work on it. But the pandemic is over. If you notice, no one's wearing masks. Everybody seems to be in pretty good shape. And so I think it's changing, and I think this is a perfect example of it.
Okay, one, do you agree? And two, if you do agree, that's good news, right? That's something Biden can hang his hat on.
Well, listen, he's right. The pandemic is over. I'll tell you who doesn't agree. The Biden White House. Within hours of this interview airing, the White House was immediately walking it back. No. We didn't mean the pandemic is over. Never mind what he actually said to the camera. Look, we have an administration. They still have vaccine mandates in place. They're still trying to throw people out of the Army and the Navy and the Air Force and the Marines because they haven't gotten vaccinated. They're trying to throw people out of the federal government. They're trying to throw FBI agents out. They're trying to throw Border Patrol agents out. They're trying to throw professionals up and down the federal government out. Look, the D.C. public schools have announced they're going to impose a vaccine mandate on the D.C. public schools that if a kid hasn't been vaccinated, that kid can't come to school. In the District of Columbia, only 80% of the kids have COVID vaccines, but only 60% of the African-American kids. So the Democrats are literally trying to throw 40% of the African-American kids out of school. Now, they delayed that rule because there was so much pushback from the parents that they're like, gosh, maybe it isn't a good idea to throw 40% of the black kids out of the D.C. public schools. Yeah. Maybe really bad things will happen from that. But these idiots, they're trying to impose these mandates. We saw just this week, New York is firing teachers who haven't gotten the COVID vaccine. We've seen nurses and doctors fired who haven't gotten the COVID vaccine. Yes, the pandemic is over, but these petty totalitarians, let me ask you something. The U.S. Open, why is it that we're putting a vaccine mandate to play tennis outside with world-class athletes? Because these are petty totalitarian despots. And that answer illustrates we've all known that the pandemic was over for a long time. And yet, you know what? Biden's administration is still appealing to impose the mask mandate on airplanes.